What a nightmare this has become real quick. Sometimes you stand back and look at it and you just realize that it's like a nightmare right now. So we're chugging along on the SR100 and I'm kind of come to a standstill with the rear end. I'm gonna end up posting it on Facebook Marketplace, and I'm actually going to try to get a trade for like an 8.8 rear end out of an Explorer, either shorten it down or try to find one out of a Mustang GT, at least where the differential is centered. So that's kind of my goals now, is to try to find one of them, just because the trailing arms are not going to work the way they are. And even if I went around the tire, it's still just not gonna, it's just not doing what I want it to do. And I don't want to modify it and mess up the geometry of this, when I think I could probably either sell it or trade it to get something that I think would work better. I think a 4-link bar would work so much better, because I could be able to come off of these vertical angle bars and go straight to the bottom of the 4-link. Triangulated links will hit somewhere on this bar as well going back, and I just think it's all going to work out better. The only thing that screws me on is exhaust, where this rear end gives you plenty of room for exhaust. When I do the straight axle, then it will not. So I'm not super upset about it, not bummed about it. I'm kind of excited to get a different rear end in there, because I know it's just going to be easier, and that's just what I do. So if it wasn't for the trailing arms, I'd use it, but I don't want to modify it or do something stupid in order to try to use it and mess something up. So that's getting scratched, and I'm not too far into it to where it hurts too bad. That bar in there is not tacked or anything. I just cut it to see if it'll fit. I can still probably use it for the transmission mount, so I'm not too upset about it. So now that I'm scrapping that idea, I can't go farther forward with that. I'm not going to make any more stuff for that. So now I'm moving towards the front, keep running the frame flat, run it out here, keep the body or the frame still 6 inches off the ground. So these front frame horns are going to be at the same exact width as the cross member here. It's 25. So basically I'm going to run these front frame horns out at 25 at this height. So 25 inches wide, centered, run straight out. I'm going to run them 42 inches. That's the measurement I need, because this is already adding 12 inches to it where the body's sitting, and it can always go forward or back some, but it's not going to affect the frame any right now. So 25 inches wide, coming out 42 inches. It's just going to be a front frame rail hanging way out here in space. Now, the reason why I'm doing that is, so like when you do a truck C-notch or something like that, that's what I'm going to do with the front end. So I'm going to be able to roll the front end in here with the tube already welded on it, on that cross member. So it's going to be welded yay long, and then I'm going to be able to roll it over top the frame rails. And once I get this guy kind of centered in everything where I think it's going to go, then I'll tack it in. But that'll leave me an example of a cross member sitting here with a piece of pipe like this, and the bottom piece is here. I can do angles off each side, weld it, then cut off in between, and make sure I clear enough room for my steering rack. And then once I cut them off, I can box each side of the frame in. So basically the frame will come out and come up for the cross member, come back down, and keep rolling straight on out. It actually will give me a lot of room to bring a cross brace in here sideways to go behind that rear tire and tie into the frame rail on each side and have a narrow front. And I think it'll look pretty neat. I think it'll be pretty functional. And not only that, but I can run a longer sheet of metal, because I'm going to mount my floorboards to the bottom side of this, channel the body over top the frame. The metal's going to be mounted, so I'll have another two bars here running back on each side of the transmission. Floorboards will literally go to the bottom side, a big square. I'll probably use 16 gauge, some pretty beefy, just so I can mount the seats to it and not have it flop. It's going to be pretty nice. And then it'll overhang out here. Then once it gets to here, it'll taper back in with this piece, and I'll just make it one big piece, make this frame really strong. It'll be a little probably heavier than it should be, but it'll be nice. It'll work like it should, and it'll do its job and make me feel a little more safe in this 100-pound fiberglass body driving down the road. So that's what matters. bada boom. I will go ahead and kind of pull it over while I tack this side. So it's 16 off. Basically what I'm saying is, it's perfect. Now, I'm going to go ahead and measure for the inside bar. Goes in between the rails. That is 55. Strings pulled tight, don't lie. So that's sitting dead nuts in the middle. Sitting dead nuts in the middle there. And that one is sitting dead nuts down there. So everything is centered on the whole entire frame. Everything is level on the whole entire frame so far. And everything is true as far as down the middle, split in half. So I'm pretty happy with the way everything is working out so far. I think it's going to be sweet when I get it done, but I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to flip the cross member over on it and see how it fits and do some test stuff there, but overall it's looking like it's going to work really well. Now when it comes to the pieces I'm going to put on here, I kind of just eyeball it. So something that is a minimum of, or max of 1 foot, so 12 inches, would definitely clear the steering rack and everything on an angle. I might go to 10 inches. I'd say I'm just going to go ahead and do 1 foot. Alright, so I got my 2 angle pieces cut. Now I just need to center line mark everything for the pieces. Alright, so doing my little bit of searching on the interwebs, which I thought I knew it, but this one threw me for a whirl because it's already leaned back. So basically, this needs to be level with this, and then the hat is what lays back 3 degrees, which is kind of what I was thinking, but something's messed up on that one to where I'm going to have to do some grinding to get it down to where it needs to be. It's kind of hidden. So that's what I'm going to work on next, is mirroring this one from that one. So I think I got a pretty good idea on it. I'm going to go ahead and make sure this is sitting level. This is sitting level in the center. Go ahead and give it some tacks. Once I have it tacked, I'll lay this level across the top of it from here to here. And then I'll slowly grind on that guy until it goes down to where it should be at 0 degrees level across. So I want to make sure this is level from here to here, and this goes down inside the pocket to mirror this as well, because it's sitting up out of the pocket a little bit. I don't just want to go like this and level it unless that's what it needs, but I don't want to do that until I figure out what's going on a little bit more in depth. But Now I got it sitting back 3 degrees. That's still level. That's zeroed out. I'm happy with it. I'm gonna go ahead and tack it while I still got it. While the getting's good. Alright, so I got the back side kind of cut down, and this one's sitting at 3.1, 3.2 is where it keeps bouncing back and forth. This guy is sitting at 3. So basically, one little shim. Take it to where I need it. Now that we got the front end kind of tacked together here, we're going to go ahead and throw these control arms on it and get it all ready for mock-up. Alright, so the last thing I need to do is get the rotors and everything on so I can bolt some wheels and tires on, but I don't have any rollers currently, so that's kind of where I'm stopping until I can figure out a way to pick some up. Something that's going to work relative to the size that I think I'm going to run on the front of the car. But overall, the eBay kit that I bought for the control arms, I'm extremely happy with. It's actually a different kind than I'm usually buying, and they come with factory mount for sway bars, which I will probably use. So I'm pretty happy with that. That's where I'm calling it for Andrew's Garage today. If you like this content, be sure to turn back next week for another episode. But for now, thanks for watching, and we will see you later.